Hey everybody, today we are going to be going over the AT3K Raider. I'm going to be showing you how it's set up, just some of the basics of what I have done with the modifications internally with the tank. Won't be going too in-depth, but just kind of showing you the layout. So hope you are doing well, and let's get started. Alright, so let's go over the pump handle, which used to be the priming handle on a Raider. The back part here has been cut off, and this part of the handle has been trimmed out so that it can move further back, and this just allows the draw to be a little bit longer. It also helps to slot the pump tube into the handle. And so if we take this off, you can see how it's kind of set up. There is a pin that connects the handle to the pump rod. The pump tube is slotted into the handle just a little bit, so as you can see there, hopefully you can see that fairly well. You can see part of it is actually within the pump handle, and then it is drawn out and then drawn all the way back. And so you can just measure this off. There are a few internal walls that you need to cut, and then measure out how, where the pump rod sits. Cut that off, and then you can also measure out where the pump tube will sit, cut that down, and then just make sure there is enough clearance in this handle to be able to accept both pieces, and you'll be all set. The pin itself you could connect to or you could actually glue it to the pump rod if you want. In this method, I actually have it secured to the actual handle itself. This is in the shape of an L, where the small part is slotted up beneath this part, and then the rest of it just goes through here. So this is pretty secure, and then the other side, make sure to stick that out a little bit on the other side. Let me get a clearer picture there. And then that way it is pretty secure. It is being held together by the shell, and it won't go anywhere. Like I said, the pump handle, or the pump on this is a Hornet pump, has been cut down. On my first attempt through this, I had an AT3K pump, which is why this was cut out. But if you have an AT2K pump or a Hornet pump that you can use, I would recommend, there is a small circular nub on the front here. I would just cut that straight off, and I believe these will slot in there without much work. You may have to widen the hole a little bit, but other than that, I would recommend you wouldn't have to do all of this shell modification just to get that to work. But there you go, and we will now go on to the internals. Alright, so here are the internals. As you can see, this part here has been removed. That is just the faux barrel onto this front part. It has been glued together so that this now acts as a guide for the barrel to move freely. The barrel itself is 17/32 brass, and there are two spacers here of electrical tape. These will just help to guide it and keep it centered within the faux barrel. The sheath here is 9/16. There are a couple pieces of styrene to act as feeding guides, and then all of this is attached to the tank, which has a ring of PVC there, and then attached into the sheath. This tank has been secured and glued to the bolt sled, which has been cut down. This is a bolt sled for the Raider, and then all of that is backed up by this wall here of CPVC, which just kind of helps to keep this in place and secure. The other side, obviously, there is a handle here that helps to open up the breech. Fairly standard. I'll just close that back up. Nothing special has been done to the tank. Breech is fairly self-explanatory. So now we'll just head over to this trigger mechanism. The firing pin normally extends out straight, and I decided to try to use this all in one piece. And basically what this is there is a pivot point, which is here. The end of it is kind of trapped by this dart bay. I don't know what this is called, but this is your pivot point. Since it's trapped there, the trigger will push on this part, and in essence, because this is not a straight pin, there's some free movement. It allows the the whole firing pin. It allows the whole firing pin to move, and then essentially just kind of give it a straight pull. Let me see if I can show this to you easily. Hopefully most of it is in frame. So there, you can see there. Yeah, it is pushing on the pin. The pin is going out fairly straight, and then it's all being held by this pivot point down here. So overall, it's a fairly simple method of using this firing pin and attaching it to the trigger. There have been other methods where, which are very awesome, where they have made a wall. This firing pin goes straight down. There is a small wall here that basically attaches to the trigger, and that trigger pushes on the wall and then pushes it back. So it basically moves the pivot point from here up here, and there, so again, other methods, look them up. This is what I do. There aren't really a lot of measurements. I really just kind of grabbed and said, all right, I'll bend it at this point, figure out, where this resting point is on the trigger, bend around that, then bend it again down here into this little dart bay thing area. So that is how all that is set up, and we'll do the firing video, and then we'll go a little bit over some of the external modifications as well. So the couple of external modifications I've done to this are pretty straightforward. Covering the bottom here over my mistake of trying to integrate an AT3K pump. The covering of the magazine well with styrene and cut out here. Obviously, for those that know, the magazine well actually extends out to accept the drum clip that has been removed, and then this is just covering. And then on this side, I guess it's not really a shell modification, but I've added just a couple rings here to hold darts, which works really well. Open that up, pop a dart in, close it, and then that way you have just some right there at the ready for you when you need it. And then just kind of covering the whole of the handle just to kind of make it look a little bit more complete. But other than that, that is pretty much all the shell modifications that I've got. It's fairly simple, but very effective blaster. And we will move on to the firing demo. Hold on. Alright, here we go. And there you go. Alright guys, so that will do it for this in-depth view of the AT3K Raider. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments below. Love to hear what you guys think. If you have built one, I'd also love to see it. But overall, very fun primary to use, fun blaster to mod. Again, thank you guys for all your support, for your questions and comments and whatever. But, if you like these videos, please subscribe to my channel, like this video, and I will keep making more. Alright guys, see you later.